Setting the table for Karl Rove. Karl, good morning, and come on into the conversation now. Nice to have you. I know you got a whiteboard here, but let me try and tee you up on this, because it's not just war we're talking about here, but politics. Independent writes this: Joe Biden just launched his 24 re-election campaign in Kyiv. While the White House would never acknowledge it, there's another far more important audience for Biden's trip: the American people and those planning to vote in 24. What better way for the octogenarian to show he still has what it takes than to make some secret mission to a war zone and appear with Zelensky, end quote. I set the table for you on that. How do you see it? What do you want to add to it?
Well, it was an impressive visit, and it will improve the president's image as a strong leader. But let's be careful about this a little bit. War has played a role in two presidential elections in the lifetimes of most Americans. 1968, the Vietnam War was a critical issue in the presidential campaign. 2004, it was also a key issue in the race. Iraq, in the battle between Bush and Kerry. But even the resolution of successful wars are not necessarily an issue in the campaign, often to the detriment of the incumbent. And remember, the first Gulf War ended in 1991. By 1992, George H.W. Bush is defeated for re-election. But national security is an issue. In 1960, when the Democrats claimed there was a missile gap with Russia. In 1980, when Ronald Reagan talked about the deterioration of America's military strength. 2016, Donald Trump made it an issue: America's military in disarray. Will that be an issue in 2024? Perhaps, and that's where it's a much more complicated picture for the Biden administration, because the great trip to Kyiv, and it was a gutsy move on his part, doesn't remove, for example, the view that our military is weaker and that the retreat from Kabul was a disaster. So we'll see how it plays out. It depends on who the Republican candidate is and what avenue they take. But I think this is likely to have a modest impact in the short run. It's not going to be a determining factor, I suspect, in the presidential election. A visit, the warm view of the visit will go. And frankly, what surprised me was how much it was not in the headlines. There was a piece today by Mark Halperin showing the headlines in major newspapers around the country, and it didn't break through well.
Yeah, it didn't even get a mention. And Karl, if you were in the White House today and you're looking at this, do you think that the president made an error in not visiting East Palestine, Ohio, before he went to Ukraine?
Oh, absolutely, or at least telling his transportation secretary to get there, on day 2 or day 3, rather than looking like they were disengaged from it. Absolutely.
And would you say the same about the border? Because I feel like a lot of the things that President Biden wants to talk about is overshadowed by the fact that they've not done anything to really address the border security issue, even though they'll tell you the border is secure. You can see with your own eyes that it's not. And then that means you can't really actually deal with anything else, because people are focused on the southern border rather than national security concerns, which are valid from overseas.
Yeah, I thought it was a very smart move on Governor DeSantis' part. Remember, he didn't say anything about being against aid to Ukraine. He basically said, "Why? Well, yeah, I understand that you prioritize that. Why aren't you prioritizing our own borders?" And I suspect this is going to be a common theme from Republicans, and it's one that works, and it's one that works that dwells on a disadvantage that the Democrats have. Remember, the person in charge of the border from the Biden administration's perspective is Kamala Harris, who's less popular than the president and who does not do anything about the U.S. border. She's more concerned about the, quote, root causes of the border crisis, which she claims is the destabilized and weak governments in Central America. But the administration's got a big vulnerability on the border, and it's going to have practical political impacts. I'm going to write about this in this week's column. I've come across a very interesting poll about Latinos in South Texas, and it's very revealing when it comes to the border.
Well, that's a tease.
Yep. Karl, thank you.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.